This is Alan Bush with the Daily Financial Forecast for Tuesday, December 11th. Stock index futures so far putting in a pretty good day. Of course, the reason is that there appears to be progress made between the U.S. and China in trade talks, this time in the form of possibly a reduced tariff on U.S. imports of autos into China, reportedly from 40% potentially down to 15%. So that's very much supporting stock index futures. Also, globally, there has been a rebound in the indexes. Longer term, though, I still feel that it's the low interest rate environment that will be supportive. Counter to that, though, is still the very much ongoing trade situation and pros and cons and back and forth on that. So I think there are other markets to be looking at right now that are, I think, potentially having more potential, with most of the fundamentals lining up all one way or mostly one way. And I think that would be the interest rate futures markets and the precious metals. So even though I like the stock indices longer term, I think there are better markets now to be trading from the long side. However, though, moving now to the currencies, the dollar index was a little bit lower, a little bit higher now. I think interest rate differentials are really not favoring any currency at this point. It seems that all of the major central banks are moving toward less hawkishness or more accommodative policies. So I think we're better off to focus on the interest rate futures markets, where the fundamentals remain, I think, very bullish for the longer term and also for the short term, especially the 30-year bonds. It also looks like there is a less of a possibility of the Fed raising rates in 2019. In fact, there's only a 54% probability that the Fed will raise just one time next year. So I'm going to have to go with either no rate increases in 2019 or possibly just one. All of that should be beneficial to the long side of the credit futures markets. Also, the gold market should be a beneficiary of more accommodation globally and a less hawkish Fed. In fact, we just had the gold market advancing to a 5-month high. So from here, I like the long side of the interest rate futures markets, especially the bonds, and also the precious metals, gold and silver, but especially the gold. So good trading, everyone. And once again, remember, these are my opinions alone and are not the opinions of ADMIS or Archer Daniels Midland.